The NFL draft's about a month and a half away. It's going to be here before you know it, and we got to logjam all these rookies. We got to start pounding them out like an ex-girlfriend, getting the information out there so we can make our assessments for our rookie drafts. We're going to be looking at some players today, the advanced analytics, talking about their player values, a lot of wide receivers, and a running back. That's what we're looking at today. But before we dig it in, you click that subscribe button right now because we're talking about these rookies every single day. We're getting you ready for your rookie drafts. We're getting you ready for your dynasty leagues, helping you make those trades and everything else. And free agency's here too, so you better tap in. Click that button, stop missing out. Looking at our first wide receiver here is Jalen Royals. I like him. I like the tape. He's twitched up. Strong hands. Nasty at the catch points. Runs a 4.42 at the combine, 205. Good speed score to him. Electric. And he's a player I like. 22 years old, so not super young. But we're not 23 either. So you could possibly put that against him. Breakout age, 20.5. So, okay. It's okay. College dominator rating, 80th percentile there. Target share, 34.5%. That's elite. That's top tier. And he shows up on tape. He shows up on tape. Hands are sticky, strong on tape. This is a guy that has a lot of upside. I'm not looking at the age at 22 years old. I'm looking at him being one of those G5 prospects that I fall in love with that just don't hit. That has the markers. That has the dominator rating. The breakout age is okay. But the college target share's up there. Good at the combine. That's what I'm looking at. That is what I'm seeing. Like, one of those guys that's from a smaller school, that looks good on tape, that doesn't fire completely, or might be a good role player. However, when I think about his game too, how twitched up he is, he has upside to his game as well. Upside where he's got that length on him, he can catch the ball downfield, create separation. Coming out of high school, nobody was recruiting this kid. Nobody was looking at him. He was an afterthought. He was forgotten about. So that makes sense why we got an age 20 breakout age. Took us a little bit of time, but in 2023, 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. 15 touchdowns is a lot no matter where you're at. No matter where you're at. This year, we had an injury. 834 yards and 6 touchdowns still solid. 13.2 ADOT in 2023 when we went off. We can get targets downfield. We can stretch it. I like that for fantasy football because that can be a sign or a telltale that, hey, this guy could be a volatile option. They can push him downfield. He has the potential to do that. And now when we look at his 40-yard dash time, 4.42, with that ADOT 13.2, there's potential that he can be a deep threat dandy. And if he's getting a fair amount of routes, 20 to 30 a game or more, then if a lot of those are deep and his targets are deeper, then there's potential that he could be a splash play guy. And we could be more than that, but that ADOT says, hey, we got potential that we can get those splash targets. And we were dominant. We were dominant. We had 2 blow-up games against Boise State. A lot of smaller schools. USC, we got 47 yards against them and 6 catches racked up. But still, we were dominant. Against the schedule we had, with the team we had, with the teams we were playing against, we were dominant. We put the stamp on things. We had some games where we blew up. That's the thing about this. This guy can be a dominant player. So this is a player that can really show up and be something. I look at him as an advanced lottery ticket in your rookie draft at wide receiver. And I think teams are going to see that in drafts as well this year, because they're going to be looking at him, seeing his skill set, seeing what he did, and they're going to get him at a good price. And he might get you some opportunity on the field. He might do that. He's not highly valued in mock drafts right now, projected to be a 3rd-round pick. That being said, that could get you on the field. That could get you some opportunity. We've seen G5 wide receivers with good profiles like this that looked good with good tape not fire at the NFL level. We've seen that. But knowing this going in, knowing the running back market, I'm leaning running back heavy, and I'm just taking the values at wide receiver. So if I do end up drafting Jalen Royals in some of my teams, I'm probably drafting him at a good price to where, like, if he doesn't fire, it doesn't hit. But I'm also selecting him in a spot knowing that I like the player, that there's some upside here. and I've already got my running backs. I'm focusing on running backs and where I'm at and where I'm selecting him at. It's a dead zone for running backs. But as a player, I like Jalen Royals on the field. I like the tape. I like the hands. He's got sticky hands. He's got good ball skills. Very twitched up player. Fun on the field. Alec Manor is another fun wide receiver. What I like about him is the route running. He can create separation. He has good cell tactics. He is a wide receiver that can put you in a tailspin. He has an extra spin cycle when he's drying up that laundry. 4.44 40-yard dash came out good. Came out good. Good burst score as well. You're going to get good draft capital out of him. Maybe early day 2. Maybe late day 1. Maybe, if we can get there. Maybe. We got to see how free agent he does. But right now, a decent breakout age at 20. Dominated ratings elite at 40.1%. 83rd percentile among wide receivers. A 30.3% target share. And we were fairly recruited coming out of high school. 26 offers. Tennessee, Notre Dame, Stanford. 122 ranked among wide receivers in the 2022 class. However, Big Time Programs was after this kid. That's an indicator there's talent on the field at the high school level because they ain't chasing jabronis. And that's what we look at when we look at these prospects is who's sending out these offers, who's chasing this kid. 26 offers is a lot for a wide receiver being ranked almost 1,000 in the composite rankings overall. There's a misstep there ranking a guy like that 122 overall. I can definitely say that by looking at these every day and video myself talking about these profiles. 24/7 Sports messed up on another prospect. He should have been ranked a lot higher. 6'2", 205 during the recruiting process. And then we get to Stanford, 2023, 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Breakout there. And then next year, 831 yards, 6 touchdowns. But a big-time market share of the team's passing production. The ADOT's the number, what you really want to look at here. 14.2, 14.1. We're getting targets downfield. We're running the 4-4s. We're also a snappy route runner with a good release package and also good cell tactics before the break. That being said, this is a wide receiver that's probably going to earn a spot on the field, earn a spot running routes, and get opportunity and has the potential to get those deep targets downfield as well, while being able to create separation, short, intermediate. This is a wide receiver that could sneak up on you in drafts. This is a guy that could sneak up on you. And what I like about him is where he's going to be valued in ADP is where that first and maybe second tier of running backs is wrapped up. And that's where he's going to be at. And now you're kind of like in no man's land between some of these wide receivers and those running backs, because you're not going to take them over like some of these tier A or even tier B running backs. When everything's said and done, that's just not going to happen. But there's going to come a spot in the draft where the running back position's starting to dry up, and we're getting ready to go to the next tier of the running back position, and you're going to be looking at him. You're going to be looking at him. That's going to be somewhere late first to middle of the second. Late second, somewhere around there, depending on landing spot. I say late first because of landing spot. Not what I'm trying to guess, what I'm pegging. I'm just talking in a vast phone booth here. But what I'm seeing here is a guy that can be dominant too. And he was dominant against Travis Hunter. That's what you're going to hear from everybody that talks about. That's what you're going to hear. First thing. Oh, he blended up Travis Hunter. He blended up Travis Hunter. We were talking about that a long, long time ago before it was cool. But we are productive. We can dominate games. We can take over. We can be the man. He is the man. And now we're coming into the draft. I think value-wise, you're looking at a very good wide receiver with a good nuanced skill set. They're projecting him to go in the second round via mock drafts. I don't look at this as a projection tool, but more like a tool to gauge the market of what the media is saying. And they're feeling second round. I kind of feel that too. I think in the second round and where he's going to rookie drafts is probably somewhere in the second round due to the buoy of running backs. And I think that's going to be a great value for him. I think that's going to be a good value to be had for the rookie drafts and where the landscape's going to be at versus the running back market in your drafts as well. Jalen Noel. We're going deep today, and we're going to be talking about these Iowa State wide receivers for sure. But out of high school, 3-star wide receiver, ranked 87th overall, 124 in the composite, 14 offers. Iowa State, Iowa, Kansas State, Kansas. We got some good schools looking at him. Not big-time programs, but some good schools looking at him. Slow start to his career. We turned it on in 2023 and 2024. 1,100 yards in 2024. 820 yards in 2023, though. Still up there in production among wide receivers for Iowa State. 572 is kind of up there, too, for them. However, you're looking at the ADOT here in 2024 when we do, like, break out immensely here. 12.2 ADOT. We can push it downfield. We can see that on the tape. We got speed to burn. Jalen Knoll can definitely do that. 2.62 yards per route ran. He's a snappy route runner. And we can take over games as well. 167 yards against Kansas. 160 against Kansas State. Oklahoma State, 146. That's looking solid. 117 against Miami. And then when we're looking at him in the mock draft database here, they got him projected to be in a third rounder. A third rounder in this year's draft, which makes sense. Which makes sense to me because a lot of people are looking at Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins has been a major riser. He has been a major riser. Some people are comparing him to Nico Collins, especially when you look at the combine attributes, the numbers. But the tape's looking good. Hands are strong, can get downfield. And what we're seeing here is a wide receiver, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns in 2024. ADOT, they're pushing the ball downfield. And they'll push the ball downfield to this kid. And that means we have potential for good fantasy production from this guy. We definitely do. With his frame, the ability to get downfield, did very well at the combine. We have that top tier potential. Right quarterback. If we can get with a quarterback that can go YOLO with it, that doesn't care, that likes to push it downfield, that's like top 10 in air yards at least, pushing it downfield, and he's on the field running routes, there's potential there. There's a lot of potential. We're going to get him at rookie draft. Same thing with A.O. Manor. That when that running back well's starting to dry up, you're going to be looking at him. And when I say dry up, like I said, going from tier to tier, starting to split it off, and you're looking at those wide receivers in between. That's what you're seeing here. We can be productive. We can dominate. Dominated Memphis, Cincinnati, Utah, Texas Tech, Baylor. Not the biggest programs, but you got a Texas in there. You got Oklahoma, Iowa in there. We can dominate games. We can be productive. They got him going in the third as well. Would not be surprised if he goes in the second round after the buzz from the combine. After what he displayed at the combine going off, I would not be surprised if he jumps the board, gets drafted in the second round. But now we're looking at Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue was an afterthought, but he came in, runs a 4.38 40-yard dash, 106.5 speed score, 85th percentile, 5'9", 196. And the thing about this guy, he was a decorated prospect coming out of high school with good 100-meter times in the 10s. But we really did not fire at the college level. But you can make the story, and I'll give you that story here in a minute. 11.3% target share last year. That's immaculate for a running back. You're 10% or higher. That's what you want to see. You want to see something double digits. Just throw that out there. Something double digits. You can see that with the percentile. 86th percentile. That's solid. That's solid. Dominator rating. 35th percentile. But like I said, RB6 in this class. RB15 via the composite. There was a lot of Debbie gamers in love with Jaden Blue. He had 36 offers. Everybody wanted this kid coming out of high school. 205 coming out of high school. 205. So he's listed bigger than what he was at the combine coming out of high school. But still, this guy was racking up good 100-meter times. Like 10.94, 10.96 if I remember right. Texas, Alabama, Arizona State, other big-time programs as well. We get to Texas, but we don't fire. But at Texas, we got some dogs in front of us, too. We got some dogs in front of us. Jonathan Brooks breaking out. Bijan Robinson breaking out. We have guys in front of us just going off. Back and forth. But when we get our opportunity, 3.83 yards after contact per attempt. 10 carries of 13 carries at 10 plus yards. Second in the team in rushing, though. That's one thing you can say. He was not the lead dog, but we got 42 receptions. We can catch the ball in the backfield. With that speed, we can be a receiving weapon. We could be a DeAndre Swift-esque back or a receiving option out of the backfield while in a committee type of dude. And our draft capital is going to matter. Where we go is going to matter for this guy. And what we're looking at is a running back with ho-hum production that can dominate if given the opportunity. 146 yards against Clemson. Louisiana Monroe, 124. Texas Tech, 121. Ho-hum production, though, throughout his career. It's not like it's a running back that was just given the ball, eating up touches, just jamming it down at people's throats. But this is a home run threat with a lot of upside that if you give him the ball in space, it could be over with. We saw that in some big moments here for Texas, but not a guy that you want to trust. This was a guy coming out of high school, though, that a lot of Debbie degenerates wanted. That they wanted a lot. His value is pumped up a little bit, but he's looking like he's going to be a late-round dart throw in the NFL draft for these teams. And it's probably going to be a late-round dart throw for your Dynasty team. But it's going to be tit for tat with these running backs. It's going to be log-jammed in the 4th round of your rookie draft. 5th round, 6th round, how deep your league goes. UDFA, depending on how shallow your league goes. Jane Blue is going to be a late rounder that you may want to pay attention to. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He racked up 40 catches. Has the speed to go along with it. Right system, right opportunity. Could be a player that surprises you. Big time prospect out of high school. We do have some markers with that. Just another player to pay attention to. At the price, when you're looking at players that cheap, you're just throwing dart throws. But with this dart throw, you know 2 things now. Catches the ball in the backfield, 42 catches, has speed to burn. If we can climb that depth chart, get some opportunity, that might give us something in return. If not, no sunk cost. I'm not looking to really draft him. And I'm really going to look at the other late round dart throws. And I'm just going to mix and match them. And we'll know more about the late round dart throws when we get to the draft. Because we got so many running backs. 20 plus of them with good profiles that could do something and fire at the NFL level. That honestly, we need the NFL to shake this out for us. So we can get some values here. So we can understand where to put the value in place and their potential opportunity. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.